Hello and welcome. It's time once again for your weekly program that focuses on the National Conference Rethinking Nigeria. I'm Lanre Lasisi. This week was eventful and had a lot of high points, from rowdy sessions to dramatic amendments to some committee reports that were considered. And I'm going to top that with a chat with our regular guests. But first, a short report on events of the week. The conference commenced on a solemn note as delegates formally received news of the death of two prominent Nigerians, a National Conference delegate, Prof Dora Akunyili, and the late Emir of Kano, His Royal Highness Ado Bayero. Delegates were allowed to speak on the life and achievements of the two Nigerians.
Ado Bayero happened to be the longest ruling Emir in the history of Kano, and he made the highest and the largest contributions on the life of Kano.
She's a true Nigerian, a very patriotic Nigerian. She came up with the branding initiative of Nigeria, Good People, Great Nation, which replaced the Nigeria, the heart of Africa, in an attempt to salvage the poor perception of the country, both within and internationally.
A 1-minute silence was observed in their honor. One major issue that occurred this week had to do with the procedure of considering pending reports. The conference chairman started by announcing changes to the procedure that was being adopted.
The chairman will present his report as usual. Then members, delegates will bring their amendment, and then we shall discuss those amendments straight for each of the remaining reports. Thank you very much. I'm very happy to hear that.
The issue continued into the next day. The change made to the order of considering pending committee report was again brought up as some delegates opposed it.
In order to have a balance between saving time and doing just the committee report, conference should allow each zone to nominate 5 members representing various platforms from within it to speak on each report before recommendations are voted upon.
The question is that when is the turn of resource control? Are we saying, as an individual of one of those things, I will not have a say to either contribute to the debate as far as resource control is concerned, or I will not have a say as devolution of power is concerned in this country?
We have to do what we need to do. There are salient issues that we must discuss on the floor. We cannot sweep it under the floor. We have to work hard on it. We can make sacrifice and work for 2 weeks without pay. Thank you.
The debate was one the chairman found difficult to understand.
At this age, the age I am now, you feel that I can still tell lies. To come and tell the whole body full of 22 people lies. For what? Why should the high table be interested in telling lies? Something is done, you say it's not done. Something you want, you say you don't want it. The decision was taken that we reduce this thing, you took this. Now, this morning, it appears you don't want it. If you want to go back, everybody will sign the paper, we'll continue to call them. If we took only 10 committees and the time is up, government said we should fold up, we'll fold up, we'll return the rest. But then you won't blame the table. Yeah, wait. Give him microphone.
No, sir, don't let people start shouting. Don't give them room.
Don't shout. Cool down.
Eventually, the chairman had to take a decision.
After listening to all that has been said this morning, it's my ruling that we go back to the old procedure, and we shall continue.
But another attempt was made. This time it met with stiff opposition.
Please, let's behave like a gentleman. You can't be bringing motion here. A group of you get together forge one motion, bring it here, repeat what you've done before. Please, let us.
A rowdy session also ensued during the week over a motion calling for delegates to recognize the sacrifice of those Nigerians, including the late Moshood Abiola, who lost their lives for what is now termed the June 12 struggle.
We should pay tribute to those who fell for the cause of democracy, spearheaded by Moshood Abiola. We should always remember this day as a watershed in the history of Nigeria. Thirdly, a monument in tandem with what we had proposed for other heroes and heroines.
The chairman, however, ruled that a moment's silence be observed in honor of those who lost their lives in the struggle.
So I rule that we all stand up and order 1 minute silence as we departed from the office. May the soul of all those who died in the cause of June 12th rest in perfect peace. Thank you very much.
The conference considered and adopted the report of the Committee on Agriculture and Water Resources, the Committee on Religion, and the Committee on Economy, Trade and Investment. Now to my chat with our regular guest, Mr. Atedo Peterside, a delegate at the National Conference and the president and founder of ANAP Foundation. Let me start with the religion, because the report of the Committee on Religion had been handled weeks before, but some issues were pending. Can you help us understand what the amendment or the position put forward by the chairman on Wednesday, what that amounts to?
Well, I mean, basically, they came back. I think they listened to the feedback. They stuck to the original presentation, but they also explained some things in more detail. And one of the things was that they, you know, some people were objecting to a new commission being set up. Not so much because it had to do with religion, but they were just worried about the sheer number of commissions in this country. And I believe somebody said at the last count we have about 850 commissions. So there were some people who were opposed just because they felt it was one more commission. There were others who were opposed initially because of the substance of that particular commission that was being proposed, which they thought had more to do with fundamental human rights than religion. But I think when the committee came back to report, they made it quite clear that they were not increasing the number of commissions because they were simultaneously advocating the scrapping of the Pilgrims Commission. Now, as soon as you've taken that stance and made that clear, you have won over those people who were against you increasing the number of commissions, because at least you've taken the trouble to recommend one new one and identify one old one to try and scrap. Because if a few other committees were just recommending new commissions, never examining whether all the old commissions that are in that sort of activity need to be retained. And as a general rule, you know, it is easier to recommend new commissions because it is seen as being less threatening than trying to bite the bullet and identify an existing commission and recommend that it be scrapped. Definitely the chairman of that commission, the DG, whoever, they'll be screaming, they'll be lobbying. So that is one of the reasons why historically, as a nation, we found it difficult to decide which of those old commissions to scrap. Because there's always some lobbying. I mean, lobbying is part of politics and the political process. Okay. So I don't know of any commission that volunteers to be just prescribed like that.